Alright, what is going on, guys? BP Hero back at you with a full update and review on the 2021 Miken Freak 23 USSSA. I know I posted the little bit of initial swings we did with this with 52 300 balls. If you haven't caught that video, you can get a link to it up here in the top right of the video. It'll take you to basically our swings with 52 300s with this thing before we got started with our round of BP here, just to try to get it loosened up. We needed it to pass compression, so we just put a handful of swings on it, and it was already good enough. Just hitting those 52s that I felt like it needed to be talked about, but we're here today to visit the whole thing. A big thanks goes out to our guy Brian Shimmer, who you see in a lot of the videos. He bought this thing with the sole intention of us just beating the crap out of it, just to see what it'll take durability wise and what it's going to be like from a compression standpoint once it gets down below 240, how long is it going to last and that kind of thing. So this is going to be the full review of it. Once we figure out what it's going to do with all that other stuff, we'll post that video as well. But this is going to be the full review of that for now. The field that we're hitting on here is in Boonville, Missouri. And if I remember right from my guy D right here, who you're also seeing in the video, this field is 310 in left and right field and 360 to dead center. And this bat is approved for USSSA, NSA, and ISA play. And as before mentioned, it has about 50 or 60 swings on it with a lot of 52s, but we're just sending it here with nothing but hard stuff. This bat was a 27 ounce, and this immediately got me with the OG vibes. It felt practically identical, and when I say identical, I mean if I had both in my hands, I couldn't tell them apart if they were painted the same. It felt identical to the older Freak 30s, from the weighting itself all the way to the half-ounce vent load as well. Everything about it was perfect in that regard. Miken knocked it out of the park as far as getting a good weighting and loading on this bat. This one has a 12-inch barrel, just the same as the old Freak 30s and the current Freak 23s do. And if you lived on the sweet spot, it felt great. All three of us are very fond of short barrel Mikens, so we had no issue getting comfortable with this thing. But I will say that in typical 240 fashion, the sweet spot was great, but it was a little bit on the smaller side compared to the Freak 30s of old. That's a very common thing with most of this new standard USSSA stuff though, so 100% to be expected there. This still features a composite handle, and it felt like every other Worth and Miken handle has for a good long while. No weird feedback or flex or anything unless you just absolutely miss. With kind of the nerdy tech stuff out of the way and kind of the specs side of things, let's head over to the labs and then we'll get into our final thoughts with this thing. So throwing this thing on the scale, it came in at 27.1. And compression-wise, when this thing was brand new in the wrapper, it came in at 270. And after the 50-ish swings we put on it with 52 300 balls, and then the close to 80 swings we put on it with the hard stuff that you're seeing here on this day, and the compression tester came in at 247. So we are getting to the point that this would be pretty much a gamer-only bat if this was something that you needed to pass compression. And since this video, we have put about 75 to 80 more swings on it, and it's basically floating right at the basically the 242 line on the chart here. Do I have any pictures of that? Like I said, we're just going to beat the crap out of this thing, and then we'll revisit it once we've got it well below 240, and we'll see what we're working with. But I am impressed to see that it kind of dropped fast, and that it is somewhat holding at that close to 240 range. 75 to 80 swings is a lot of game swings if you're going to put this in the bag for games only once you get it below 250. And as you know, while we're at the labs, we're going to stop in and check out my favorite part, and it's saying hello to all the new subscribers. And the top comment from the last video we posted, which was the 2021 Worth Creature. Lab stuff out of the way, back to the field. So this was hands down one of my favorite USSSA bats of this year. The weighting felt almost identical to the older Freak 30s, and it instantly made me fall in love with it. All three of us are huge fans of the short barrel Mikens, so maybe there was a little bit of bias there, but even comparing it to the other offerings we've tried this year, it was an absolute blast to swing. Within the first 10 swings we put on this thing, I looked at Brian and said, this is going to be a good one. We did need it to pass compression for a tournament we had coming up, so we didn't get too carried away early, which is why you saw the initial swings in the 52s only video. But I was surprised to see this thing taking somewhat of a beating, as I mentioned, compared to what the word on the street has been so far with the poor durability as far as passing compression with these. But like I said earlier in the intro, The cool part of this is that Brian bought this bat with the intention of doing nothing more than beating the absolute brains out of it now that he's got the one tournament through that he needed it for out of the way. So we can really see what this thing is going to do. Will it get down below 200 on the tester before it breaks? Will it break right after it gets below 240 like it's intended to? How will it feel and hit once it fails? All questions we'll answer when the time comes. But this is my quote-unquote full review of this bat, no different than I would be doing for any of the others that you see on the channel. And with zero hesitation, I'm giving this bat the stamp of approval. This will be on the best of list for 2021. Head over to headbangersports.com and use code BPHero to get you one of these. Or you can also reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I can get you some good pricing on one of these. We can get you fixed right up with it so you can see what my hype was all about with this thing. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the video. Hopefully you enjoy the new scenery, enjoy the new hitter. My guy D-Ray here is an incredible hitter, and he's putting on a display with this thing. There's going to be plenty more content coming up with him in it as well, so stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you head down and click that subscribe button after the video is over and turn on those notifications so you get a notification the next time that we post a video. You can comment down below with any questions or anything you got to say about the video. Swing hard in case you hit it. BP Hero will catch you next time.
He don't miss the dinger balls. He don't miss those.
I mean, hit the top of the